All right, it's time. We gotta go. Let's do this. Really important question. For every $1 that you spend on marketing and advertising, how sure are you that it's making you more than $1 back? If you're not sure, you're going out of business. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but you're going down. And you know what the sad part is? The sad part is there's plenty of people out there willing to take your marketing and advertising dollars. You see, as long as they get paid, they really don't care. And because you're not sure whether it's making you money or not, you continue to pay them. Why? Because you have no choice. I mean, you already know what some of these people look like, right? They sell Facebook, they sell SEO, graphic design, web design, maybe even AdWords or billboards, whatever it is they sell. Now, it's not their fault. They're not intentionally misleading you. They just don't know your business like you do, and it's not their job. But they sound so intelligent, right? And they use all these numbers. But do the numbers really mean what they say they mean? Do the numbers really mean what they think they mean? Let's take a look. Okay, so these guys use numbers like cost per click, cost per thousand or CPM, cost per impression, cost per action, click-through rate or the CTR, cum audience, traffic volume, and on and on and on. You know what? They do know what they're talking about. You know why? Because these are the numbers they need to spend your money. Now listen, we all know that it costs money to make money, so from time to time you will need to look at these numbers. But listen, there's just one crucial thing none of these numbers do. They don't ensure that you'll actually make money. Let me show you what I mean. A lot of you are buying advertising priced on audience or traffic volume. This is expressed in a cost per thousand or CPM. Now, many display ads and most mass media are sold in this way. The logic goes something like this. The more people you reach with your message, the higher the price. And if you want to reach more people, you'll pay more. This is why it costs millions of dollars to run a Super Bowl ad. Makes sense, right? Well, it does. And it just so happens that it's easy logic to defend, which is perhaps why it's touted as the #1 most valuable number to people selling you media in this way. Radio, for instance, does it all the time. I worked in radio for 10 years and I know all their tricks because I used to do them too. But I came clean. Yep, I'm working for the good guys now. And the roles are reversed now that I handle radio for many of my clients. And secretly, I must admit that I rather enjoy beating up rookie ad reps over the phone for offering me bogus rates. Quickly they learn they're not going to pull the wool over my eyes or abuse my clients either. The go-to numbers game for making radio audiences look bigger and cost more is called cum audience. See, this is the oldest trick in the book. Let's first take a look at what cum audience means. Cum is short for cumulative. This is the total number of people exposed to the radio station over 1 week. This is not some guaranteed number of how many people will hear your ad, and it sure as hell isn't the number of people who actually want to buy from you. But radio stations love to sell you drive time radio. This is their prime time. It has the highest cum audience, thus making it much more costly. Now, they'll tell you there are 20 to 30% more people listening. So naturally, that's where you want your ads to run, right? Because you'll make 20 to 30% more sales, right? Wrong. Here's the part that they conveniently leave out. While the audience is technically larger, the response rate during drive time dips off sharply. In fact, I found that in many cases, the response rates to ads during drive time are less than half the response rates of other times. What that means for you is for every 100 people who hear your ad during drive time, you get 4 calls. For every 100 people who hear your ad in the middle of the day, you get 8 calls. But it costs more to put it in drive time to get fewer calls. See, this cum audience trick is just one example of very intelligent sounding numbers that just don't help you do anything. The worst thing is, fuzzy math like this takes place all across the board, whatever it is you're buying. You want to hear a really bad one? Right now, if you're doing AdWords or SEO, there's a strong chance that you're performing this dirty cum audience trick on yourself. I bet you won't figure it out on your own, but I'll give you a couple minutes to try. So go ahead and think about it, and I'll tell you what it is a little bit later. Truth be known, there are other numbers like that out there. They sound really smart. They seem to make logical sense, but they don't directly cause you to make money. However, there are 2 numbers out there like that. There are 2 numbers that consistently predict your actual profit every single time. Now, I'm about to tell you what these numbers are and what they mean, but hang on tight, because as soon as I do that, I'll actually show you how to figure out what these two numbers are in your business right now. The first number, when it goes up, you make more money. The second number, when it goes down, you make more money. There's no guessing. There's no fluff. There's no BS. It works every single time because it's math. And as the saying goes, math doesn't lie. Now, once I tell you what these numbers are, your job gets pretty simple after that. Your job is just to make these two numbers move as far away from each other as you can. So I bet you want to know what the numbers are, right? Okay, I'm going to tell you in a second, but before I do, I just want to let you know this. There's a reason I'm giving you this information and sharing this with everyone today. See, I'm sick and tired of these fuzzy math numbers games giving marketers a bad name. See, a lot of them do these games, and I'm one of them, so that kind of makes me guilty by association, and I'm sick of it. Now, I'm willing to personally guarantee that you'll make more money once you make the first number go up and the second number go down. And I'm not talking top line revenue here either. I'm talking real life, buying a new car, paying off the house, and putting the kids through college money. Money that you're actually going to spend on something you need or enjoy. So here's what you've been waiting for. Let's talk about the first number. The first one is called your allowable. Your allowable is simply the maximum amount of money you can spend to acquire one new customer. Now, this term was first coined in business books of the 1950s. It's called allowable because knowing this number helps you decide what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do to get one new customer. There's two important things you need to know about your allowable, all right? The first thing is, always, always, always let your allowable direct the spending. You see, identifying your allowable makes it easy to say yes or no to almost every ad dollar spent. For every campaign you run, you just measure its entire cost against how many customers it delivered. Was the cost per customer under or over your allowable? Let's say in this example, my allowable is $80. If it was under allowable, I must say yes. Keep buying. But if it's under allowable or over allowable rather, I must say no. Now, thinking in this way might open the doors to things that you didn't think you could do, but it might cause you to get out of some things you're involved in right now. The second most important thing you need to know about your allowable is you do want it to go up. Here's the simple truth. No matter who your competition is, whoever can spend the most money to acquire one new customer wins, period. So making your allowable go up is important. Now, it doesn't mean you want to start spending more right now, but we'll talk more about that later. But the bottom line is you do want the number to go up because it will allow you to go to other places to perform marketing and advertising that you can't go right now. And more importantly, some of those places will be places your competition can't go, thereby giving you exclusive access to customers that they can't reach. Now, in a minute, I'm going to give you access to a free download that'll show you how to calculate your allowable in your own business right now. It's really simple. You'll be surprised how quick it is. It'll just literally take you 2 minutes. But now, on to number 2. This is called cost per profit. So cost per profit is the number of dollars you spend before actual profit occurs. So your delivery costs plus your marketing costs equals your cost per profit, all right? Now, here's where we go from here. Your actual cost per profit and your price determine your actual take-home profit, all right? Understanding this, you can see that there's only 2 ways to make more money. Number 1, increase your price, which is also the quickest way to increase your allowable, or number 2, decrease your cost per profit. Now, here's how this is different from how most people measure their marketing and ad dollar spend. Cost per lead, a common junk metric, this measures the cost of marketing. Cost per profit, on the other hand, measures the profitability of marketing. You should always, always, always focus on the profits, not the costs. Here's a note for all of you CPC and SEO junkies. Remember earlier I said you might be doing one of these fuzzy math numbers games on yourself? So most of you, here's how it works. You're spending all your time going after high volumes of traffic where there's lots of competition, there's lots of activity, but almost no one goes the extra step to verify if these are the keywords where the money is. So my question for you is, are you doing all of your measuring against the cost of acquiring the traffic? Or are you doing your measuring against the actual profit derived from the traffic? You see, that's the key to the kingdom. And I can't tell you how many times I've radically changed keyword selections or revamped entire campaigns just on that basis alone. Now, at this point, I think I've convinced some of you that your sole mission in building a profitable, sustainable business is to increase your allowable and decrease your cost per profit. And since you're still watching, I think that that's you. So congratulations. Because really, a new door just opened to you today. Because before, you didn't know how the big guys can spend what they spend and keep getting away with it. But today, you sort of joined the club. So now that you've decided to run your business in such a way, here are the next obvious steps. First things first, you need to calculate your allowable and your cost per profit. Now, as I promised before, I'm going to give you a free PDF download with the template that you'll need. It's quick. Then number two, you need to build a plan that'll bring in new customers that make your allowable and your cost per profit move further apart. On the next page, I'll give you this download along with the questions that you're going to need to ask yourself before you could start acquiring customers in this way. Answer these simple questions and you'll never again have to wonder, is my marketing working? And best of all, you'll have everything you need to be 100% sure that every single dollar you spend will bring you more than $1 back. Just enter your name and email address below for instant access to the download and another quick video. Follow the instructions on the next page, and the guesswork is over.